when the crowd gets loud. No backing down when you're in this crowd. Built from pain, grip don't slip, all gas, no brakes. Into the pit, heartbeat pounding, no escape. Gloves, hands, don't move, hey. Break them down with the wrist and twist, hey. Mac caliber, rise. Only the strong survive. Pins don't lie, make it quick. You either win or you get pinned. One clean hit, make it stick. Welcome to the Summer Kickoff. Who wants it? Thumbs, hands, don't move.
Oh, I love that song. I love AI generated music. My name is Dan the Nightmare. Welcome to another episode of Collaborate and Pull Together, a podcast where we like to highlight all things positive and on and off the table. Tonight we have some special guests joining me on screen. We got Nyles Anderson of Ohio. What's up, man? How's it
What's going
going?
on, brother? Man, I appreciate you having me on, dude.
You know, it was nice meeting you just a couple of weeks ago over in Ohio
Yes.
at Nationals. I was gotta say this guy's got arms the size of my freaking torso, I feel like. But dude, so first and foremost, Nyles, I've been seeing you tearing shit up. Oh, and our other guest, we got the voice behind the mic. We got this mysterious Popeye looking dude.
What's up, guys?
How's it going, man?
Good.
Welcome,
Nyles,
welcome back.
What's up, bro?
Nyles, Joe. Good to see you.
Joe
remember.
Yarosz, the man behind the mic.
What's up, Dan?
What's up? What's up? Listen, everybody who's watching this, if you have seen arm wrestling scene, not only does this man pull at the table with intensity, but I think the only thing that matches his table intensity is him on the mic. It elevates an event. It elevates an event, in my opinion. This is my experience. I love it. I get fired up every time I hear him on there. Sometimes I hear him yelling directly at me, and I'm like, "Oh shit! I gotta get my act together." You know, Joe's watching.
Oh, that's gay. But I appreciate it. You did all the work. You're talking about Keystones last year when you put on a fucking clinic. So it needed to happen.
I listen. Everyone needs a Jiminy Cricket, right? You just happen to be mine.
All right, buddy. I'll be your Jiminy Cricket. I appreciate the intro. Sorry I'm late, but here we are.
I gotta agree with Daniel, man. When I was at the Arnold, brother, I think just you alone was bringing people in to watch. I mean, I'm not kidding you, bro. I look around, I'm like, dude, this place is packed out. I had buddies come, and they were like, dude, that announcer is like kick ass. I'm like, dude, I know, man. I mean, it really is. It really is awesome, dude.
Oh, I appreciate that very much. You guys do all the work, I just make sure people see. People take focus.
And that's a lot of work, man. Not a lot of people can do that.
Honestly, the audience, I mean, thankful for them. They forget that they're at it like a sporting event sometimes, because I've seen them root for beer pong. I've seen them root for cornhole. It's like, for some reason, arm wrestling's like bingo. I don't get it. It's like, oh, you must not know that this is fucking insanely difficult. I'll let you know. But, no, that's good. And it's important for people. I've said it a million times. I'll keep saying it. It's your name. It should be said right, and it should be screamed, because you put the effort in. A lot of people train for 2 months to wait in a room for 6 hours to lose 0-2. You should at least have your name yelled for that.
Good point too.
Oh yeah, big points, guy.
Well, I mean, I'm going to give you another hats off, because just this weekend I had a Bob Brown seminar, and it was an amazing experience. I learned a lot about arm wrestling, you don't know what you don't know until someone who knows it teaches it to you.
Yeah.
And he's a great teacher. I implore each and every person to check him out by way of seminars. If you're not willing to travel or bring him out to you, you can subscribe to my channel for $1 a month, and you can actually see some of his recaps videos. So, I mean, it's better to have it in person, but it's better than nothing. But the tail end of that seminar, we had a little impromptu super match between some of my crewmates over here. And I was on the mic, and I was sitting there trying to channel my inner Joe, to be honest with you, because I don't know what to do. I know how to talk on the mic with you guys here, but when it's in the moment in a match, I'm like watching the match. I forget to speak.
Oh yeah. No, you got to give your inner monologue, and you got to literally what you're saying to yourself, say it out loud. You learn how to like. There's a lot of nonsense, but I mean, you're literally just describing what I literally just describe what I see. It's like, oh shit, that was a big hit. Oh no, there was another big hit. But then I start paying attention more over the years. He's dipping inside, his shoulders coming around. Can he come around? You literally just say the questions you're asking. Announcing's easy. But
yeah, and, it's the same reason why I don't dance. What's that?
What? I said I'm a song and dance guy.
Yeah, song and dance guy?
I'm a song and dance guy.
Gotcha. Well, that's why I don't rep though, because I get too much into the match. That's why I don't, get involved in too much announcing. Only because I trip up on my words. And I there's better people like yourself who are better equipped at handling it. So big time. But we got Grandma Rose in the chat. What's up? Yeah, I know. Good teachers were few and far between back in the day. I mean, Joe has been around. How long have you been in the sport now, Joe?
Shit, 13 years.
Was there as much education in the sport as there is today?
Yeah, everyone was. When I started, there was more. There was a lot of newcomers because Game of Arms had their big. We got the. I was on the Game of Arms wave of newcomers, and I was one of the guys that stayed. Handful, I've noticed, but everyone was just willing to teach. They wanted more people in it. Nobody was really selfish with technique, especially at the beginner level, especially all the way up to like elite pro. Like Tim Bresnan would be like, you'd be allowed in the room, obviously, but he wouldn't talk about his game plan. I know what I'm going to do. That's it. And I trained with him twice a month.
Okay.
I loved going up to dungeon, but I could go to dungeon. There was a big part where in arm wrestling, if I wanted to travel somewhere, I would just look up the local arm wrestling team and go for a practice and, get a cheap place to stay, but, get fed. But everybody was willing to teach. If you were willing to drive, everybody was willing to share.
That's fair. That's fair.
There was plenty of knowledge. I've never heard more brachialis talk and super pronation, supination. It's all relevant and it matters, but that all existed. It's just now everybody's reinventing the wheel. Well, I hit this angle and I hit this angle. I don't know. Is that knowledge? Is that the knowledge you're referring to?
Well, yeah, technical, training type of deal, learning how to apply strength and conditioning, what you can do to get stronger, stuff about recovery, stuff about, diet even. I feel like there's more knowledge. I think that's been around a little bit more. It's been a little bit more thorough than it was. Yeah, a little more sports specific type of deal. Than it was 13 years ago, or even when Grandma Rose was in it. She was in it for I don't know how long. But she brought up a good point. She didn't have good teachers when she was younger in the sport.
I could see that. I was spoiled with Bill Sinks, Marcio Barbosa, a lot of great competitors that were hungry to learn as well, which made it easy. Me and Jason Merlot and I started probably the same month. And you see where he's at. So there's plenty of knowledge, plenty of good teachers for us. You also got to be willing to like accept the bad teacher, the people. You don't have to take everyone's advice, and you don't have to be as respectful as you think you have to be to these people that are giving you advice you don't want to hear. Just say, no, I'm not interested. It's like, no, I'm good. You don't have to listen to everybody's advice, because I've wasted probably a dozen and a half hours listening to people's fucking advice. That bothers me.
I hear that. Nyles, what about you? How long have you been in the sport for?
I saw a picture. I had a memory pop up the other day. I'm like, I think I've been in it for 6 years, but there was one like where I had just started getting into. It was like the end of 2019. So about 7 years. But yeah, man, I think it's about 7 years. But yeah, I'm still learning, brother. I mean, I love this sport. I love this sport, man. All like you were saying, man, like with the whole training thing, I can agree with a lot of that. And the more that I progress into the sport, there are certain ways that somebody pulls. I mean, like just naturally how they do. And I've trained people, and like one of the first things I'll do, like if someone's like super new, I'll just be like, hey, like just show me how you would pin me. Just show me how you would pin me. And immediately they will show you how they arm wrestle, whether they are a top roller, whether they're a hooker. And people will say, you got to learn how to top roll. If someone's going to top roll, I'm telling you, man, I don't know if it's their anatomy or what. And I still pull the way that I did the first time I arm wrestled. Obviously, it's just more advanced. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm learning too. But like, I mean, there's like, I trained a person last week where I'm like, just show me how you would pin me. And man, just a natural top roller. I'm like, well, you know what I'm saying? And so with the training thing that I wanted to, add on to what you're saying, I agree, because I think it's good to learn other techniques. I do. But there's something that should be your meat and potatoes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if I hook, if I truly want to get a match into a hook, that should be my meat and potatoes. The sides can be, learning how to top roll just so I can, basically defend myself. I can defend my hand. But when I'm, deep into a position where I want to be extremely comfortable. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I think you should train something extremely, the way that you arm wrestle. But that's just my opinion. It could be completely wrong.
No, absolutely not. Because you give yourself a resting point mid-match when you get to a high level. If I can hang out on my back pressure, sit on my tricep, and take like a moment to think in my most comfortable position,
exactly.
It buys me a half a second, which we all know is a lifetime on that table.
Oh, and it's crazy because like training for a tournament rather than a match.
Yes,
man, those are
Nyles,
two.
where have you been? Go ahead. Yeah, no, preach, brother, preach.
Oh no, dude, I'm probably just talking on my ass. And people are probably like, man, what the hell's this guy talking about? But no,
no, you're wearing Nyles. You're wearing a collared shirt. They will listen.
Yeah, right. I told my wife, am I gonna look like a goon? They're gonna be like, man, what the hell is this dude doing? He's wearing a collared shirt.
No, you look fucking good.
But yeah, I do think training for like a tournament. Personally, I like training for a match better because I can watch somebody and be like, okay, like for instance, Michael Hawks, he's very strong, and I noticed his endurance is pretty good. So this training camp, man, dude, I have been doing a lot of isolation and like heavy isolation to where I can do 10 seconds, work up to 15 to 20 with that weight, then eventually taper off. But I like being able to be like, okay, this is the guy that I'm pulling, rather than being like, well, this guy may top roll, this guy may press me, this guy may hook. In my opinion, the future of arm wrestling, and as you see with East versus West and all these other, they're going towards, cards, match cards format. Nobody, and I mean nobody, at least from a fan's perspective, I wouldn't want to go to an event that's like, okay, this is a tournament. You're going to have to sit down and you have to watch amateur, women, kids, and then pros, and you're probably going to be here for 12 hours. If you can go to an event and you've got a fight card and you say this guy versus this guy, you can hype that up so much more. And I'm not downplaying tournaments by any means. I think they're fantastic. But, on a mainstream level, I think, obviously, look at East versus West. Look at packing out arenas. They're not selling tournaments, they're selling matches. But that's just my opinion.
No, I definitely agree.
There.
No.
Stick with it, preach, brother.
That's pretty much it.
That's the whole fluidity of this podcast, man. I actually like the idea of, tournaments is where you learn to arm wrestle, and super matches is where the audience learns about arm wrestling.
Exactly. And how often are you seeing elites pull tournaments? I mean, you do, but I mean, how often is that happening? They're getting paid to arm wrestle one person.
Yeah. No,
I think that's just the future.
At a certain point, they become the trophy, an opportunity to pull them. You win X amount of tournaments over the course of 2 years. You get the opportunity to get on the table with Dave Chafee. You get the opportunity to get on the table with Todd Hutchings, which is nice because these guys are legends who don't deserve to be beating themselves up 6-7 times a year anymore.
Exactly.
They can't take it. We need the best of them still. We need them twice a year, 3 times a year. If not for like the general audience, for us. I mean, my first real pro match was against Dave Chafee in Atlantic City, and I nearly shit my pants. I forgot to shake his hand. I was so rude. He's like a year off of beating Saplenkov, and I was on the table with him. Like, I didn't deserve to be up there. We just signed up for the same open tournament that day.
Yeah.
Now you have to you kind of have to earn it. Like, the only way I'm getting on the table with Dave Chafee is if he's in a good mood.
And
you
can hype that up so much more from a fan's. You can hype up a match. I mean, if you got 2 months to hype up a match, I mean, my goodness, man. And if people want to see it, I mean, that'll just bring eyes right there. You know what I mean?
Honestly, not a bad idea that we all just came up with together. Having your local guy, like if you win like a certain tournament, you get to pull. I don't know. I'll talk to you later about it, Dan.
No, that's
I already got a big idea with that. So
yeah.
So we can talk a little bit about your training camp for Michael Hawks, Nyles. You've been doing a lot of, statics and progressively, increasing the amount of time. How about you, Joe? What have you been doing to take on Big Ben? That big behemoth.
Ben is literally giving 4 posts an hour about what he's doing and what he's training. Basically, whatever defends that. I'm a horsepower guy, as to going why I was getting so excited when Nyles was talking about like a newcomer on the table is because like I do the same thing. Like, what's your best guess? Don't have me tell you what to do. Guess what you want to do, because your initial guess is your instinct, and your instincts are 90% right. It's a fucking guess. It's a 1/4 inch guess. Am I going to go a 1/4 inch this way, or am I going to go a 1/4 inch this way? And it's my best guess. I mean, I'm a top roller. I want to get in the strap. I'm also a shit talker, and I'm also crafty and tricky. So I've been training a little bit of everything, but I'm a fucking failed football player who just does squats, fucking power cleans, shoulder press, and bench press occasionally.
And you're doing squats, brother? Man, mad respect. I don't think I've done leg day in 6 years.
Brother, I got the best calves in arm wrestling. I'm all legs.
I look weird.
I don't belong. I don't belong in super heavyweight. And where's all the weight? What are you, 212? It's like, no. I got them yams. Honestly, the strongest version of me is doing pull-ups and squatting. Like, it's even like it's specifically arm wrestling correlated. We kind of touched on it briefly, like what kind of training. Like, if I'm taking somebody serious, I'm squatting, hitting core. Obviously, I do Pilates once a week. What's up? Shout out Bree and Cass. Those are my Pilates instructors. Core, pull-ups, and squats. I immediately feel better. I'm eating more, and I'm more connected on the table. Like, those times where I try to focus on my upper body because I want to be arm wrestling specific and I ditch legs, I'm weak. I'm sad. I'm angry. Like, squats is huge. And when our knees go, come on, man, that's a sad day. It's like a German Shepherd with a hip dysplasia. I don't want that.
You're not wrong. I mean, I do actually. I gotta say, legs are important in the sport of arm wrestling.
Yeah.
They are.
They're the only things that get bruised after a tournament.
Yeah, they're important, and not for nothing. if you know how to utilize the table and the leverages of the table, it's because you're using your legs.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Hips,
I don't know how you
legs.
guys are pulling.
Yeah, you kind of just lean. You don't use your legs too much. You do a lot of
You're
leaning.
about this big, brother.
To be fair, his body is like 5 legs compiled together. You know, I stood next to him at the Nationals, and I felt like, dude, like my entire torso was swallowed up by just his bicep.
Oh no.
Yeah, those are your upper legs.
Yeah,
Let me see your upper quad.
Hey, those are my calves.
Let me see your upper hamstring. Just fucking
Yeah.
pull. What do you call it? Preparing for Ben, though, I mean, mostly diet. I'm trying to get a little bit bigger. I do well at like 260, 265. You know, I'm just over 6'5". So I need that extra meat. Otherwise, like, my arm is long, but I mean, these guys are just, they're houses, you know? It's like Ben's a house. He's strong. I mean, he's training with a great training partner, Craig Soublier. Shout out, Craig. Craig's a good dude. I mean, Florida sucks, but those guys are pretty cool. So it's like Ben is constantly training, and you know, but he's relatively new. How long has he been in the sport?
He's actually been in it for some time. I feel like he's been in it for like 6-7 years.
6-7 years. Okay, why did I might have misunderstood somebody then. But
Well,
he trains that hook. All I have to do is it's best of 5. So as we were talking, like different, whether it's a super match or a tournament, like when I'm training for a tournament, like, you know, I don't know. When I'm training for a super match, rather, I might take the first match to see where we're at stamina wise. You know, I've got two wins to play with. I've got 2 fouls each match, and if I do it right, I've got a couple warnings. So that's 3 fouls.
It's a 3 foul system with the match.
That's right. So I've got even more fouls. You know, that's like, he's a big boy. He's training inside. Like that's easy deep water territory. You know, I fare pretty well in deep water. You know, like that might not seem the case after my loss to Bigelow, but I can swim. So I don't know. I might try to. I'm gonna play around with a couple of things, but I mean, I thought I was gonna dive inside with a hook. That doesn't seem to be the case with what's going on with my my left shoulder currently.
Okay.
So, I mean, all roads seem like they're going to lead to a strap and top roll hook. So, hopefully, you know, I'm just training a little bit harder than he is.
I'm looking forward to it. Because I know some of the guys who you train with, and they're absolute monsters. They collectively, well, you know, I know you mentioned a couple of names that he's got to train with him, but you don't have any slouches in your camp.
Well, yeah. I've been neglecting. I've been fortunate to have a lot of great people in my area, and like I can obviously train. But over the last few weeks, I mean, it's just been tournaments and whatnot. So there hasn't been too much table time or team prep necessarily. You know, it's just been a lot of like live action and after pulling. It's so I've had Bill Sinks, I've had the Tuppers, I've had I saw John Heinowski last week. We talked briefly. James Reed is a hell of a coach. Then there's, you know, just basically anybody who's been at the tournaments. Logan Bittinger, I've seen more than I've seen my family, you know, over the last 3 months. He lives in West Virginia.
Good dude.
You know, all the Massachusetts guys. It's been honestly, it's been really good. I didn't even think about it. It's just been happening so fast. But yeah, I've trained with a lot of people over the last 2 or 3 months in particular.
We got, just real quick, I want to shout out some more people in the chat. Got Steve West from out west. What's up, man? We got Lucky saying hi to you specifically, Joe. And
Lucky would.
Rose is still hanging tight. She's 71. She was pulling back in the 80s. Damn. Definitely a change of landscape over the decades of arm wrestling there. So Did you guys have an opportunity to look at the votes that are happening on there's a little discrepancy between the votes on Instagram and Facebook. So I'm only going to go with the Facebook ones because we're on Facebook Live. If anybody who's watching wants to hop out of the show for a few moments, go check out my stories and put in your votes as to who's going to win, who's going to lose, who's got the better chances. I'm going to go through the match by match with you guys. You tell me who you think. I'm going to actually bring up on screen the actual match, and you're going to tell me who you think has the win in that match.
Are we doing the whole lineup?
Yeah, why not?
Because there's 27 of them. Are we going to talk in depth on all of them?
Unfortunately,
I love you, Dan. But come on, let's speed run it or it's a couple.
We can speed run it. We're not going to go through it like how we think the rounds are going to go. And there's only 19 of them now.
Oh, okay.
We had a few people fell off.
It happens. They only had 7 months to plan.
Right. Let's see. Where are you? There we go. All right. So we got Ray Romanowski versus Mark Haggett.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a real good match that I'm looking forward to seeing.
Are we saying who we think is going to win, or who online got the most votes?
No, we're going to say who we think, and then I'm going to compare it to what we have online.
I like them both. I like Ray though. I'm sorry, Mark.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Ray.
All right. So on Facebook, we got Ray Romanowski is actually not the favorite. We got Mark Haggett being favored by 66%.
Damn. Well, somebody message me and I'll put $250 to $350 on Ray Romanowski. Somebody give me those odds. It's 3-1.
I like that.
I'll take that. Are you out of your mind?
I like that. All right. So these guys, I don't know if you've actually seen them. They have no votes because nobody really knows who these guys are. But Joe, you might recognize them from last year's Challenger Series. They had matches tonight, both arms.
Winston. Well, I definitely remember Winston.
Winston and Mike. They were the two that had the matches on either arm. They won match of the night. They won the award.
Yeah, no, I believe I remember that. Yeah, they look pretty cool. I think who do you remember who won?
So I think Mike won it right-handed. No, sorry. Mike won it left-handed. Winston won it right-handed.
Yeah, I think who lives closer to me? Whoever lives closer to me is who I think is going to win.
I think Winston lives closer to you.
Hell yeah, Winston. Let's go, boy.
All right. So we got JJ Rodriguez and Adam Hernandez. Do you guys know any of these guys?
I think I'm pretty sure. I'm familiar with JJ, I believe.
Okay.
I'm going to go with JJ.
Adam coming in from Puerto Rico.
Well, that's definitely not close to me.
So that was
I'm going JJ. What'd the internet say?
Adam's the heavy favorite.
All right, well, Puerto Rico supports. All right, good luck to both of them.
Two guys that you do know, I'm pretty sure. Alexa. And we got Timothy Bushy.
I got to go Bushy. I've felt Bushy. I think I've only been on the table I don't think I've ever been on the table with Caban, but Bushy I've been on the table with, and I don't like pulling him, and I'm 100 pounds more than him.
But Bushy's strong. Got strong ass hand, but
strong as shit. He doesn't smile.
Bushy beard. He's got my vote.
No, he trimmed it up. He's looking sharp these days.
Wow.
He kind of looks like Joel Hudick, like just at a glance.
Yeah, like Joel Hudick from a far glance.
Yeah, at first I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, from Joel's gonna be like, you motherfucker. No, I'm kidding.
I got some memories with Joel Hudick. Oh fuck, 2016 was nuts. All right, go on.
It's badass.
They did 50% on the internet. This one we got Aiden LeMay and Sadiel Nunez. Nunez is from Puerto Rico. So
Yeah, I'm an
Aiden
LeMay
fan.
I'm a big Aiden LeMay fan. Aiden
I
all
like
day.
him.
So the internet on Facebook has Aiden as a favorite at 75%, but also on Instagram, it's flip-flopped, which is interesting.
Well, because yeah, that makes sense though. I mean, come on, Massachusetts all over Facebook.
So we got A-Train, Andrew Giacchio versus Garcia Francisco, also known as Kong. I think you may have met Kong at least once or twice.
I met Kong.
Yeah?
Yeah, I believe I met Kong. He's from Puerto Rico as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you know
gotta go
Andrew.
with Giacchio. Andrew Giacchio. He's a fun guy to announce.
That's the internet says 40% Andrew, 60% Kong.
Kong.
Yep.
And
so
all of Puerto Rico's obviously going to support their boys.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a button clicking contest. Giacchio's got it. I'm very vocal. They'll understand.
So we got
Chris Michaels all day.
Chris Michaels versus Julier Rosario. Now, this is an unknown match. This is a match that everybody thinks I'm throwing this poor kid to the wolves, but he actually begged for the top 154 guy. Threw a couple names at him, showed him a couple of videos. They said they wanted Chris. So I'm like, Chris is the top, though. What do you mean? And I'm excited to see because I've seen this kid. He actually has yet to compete in a tournament, but I have seen him hold people who were hitting him that he had no business holding, that I struggled with pinning. So I know practice polls is not something to go off of, but the way Puerto Rico guys practice poll, it's kind of like a tournament, if you may, and they don't there's no like 30%. Let's go light. No. It's go or no go.
Yeah. Dan, there's also no referees.
This is true.
A lot of those guys, I don't even want to say it because it sounds insulting to them, but probably one of the strongest guys that I've ever been on the table with was Brian Bellwood. And I think he holds the world record for strict curling right now in his weight class, like 149 pounds or something. He's a monster. One of the most insane practice partners you can ever get. He just didn't find as much success as he deserved during tournaments because he couldn't start fair. And if he couldn't start the way he wanted to start, or he needed to start, or felt to be at his strongest, he wasn't winning matches. So with that being said, and I love Brian Bellwood and everything anything that he wants, I hope he gets. You know what I mean? Like, the guy's great. He's one of the guys I started training with. But, practice pulling, I mean, it can be intense, but you got to sign up for tournaments. Yeah, so I hope he shows up, but I hope he's not disappointed because part of practicing for these things is, referees.
Yeah,
that's part of practicing. That's why you got to just hit tournaments, because you got to. It's like umpires in baseball. Like, the strike zones are different.
You're absolutely right. The entire island of Puerto Rico stands behind him. Like, every single person that I spoke with, they spoke very highly of him, and they said that I would even struggle with him. I got to win with Chris Michaels. So if they're
not gonna talk shit about their guy and be like, yeah, he sucks.
No, but I would if reality set in, I would be like, listen, man, what if don't you think you want to take it down like maybe 2 or 3 levels before you get to the top? And they were like, nope, we're sure that this kid's a phenom. We want to put him on the showcase. So good. This is my favorite match, one of my favorite matches on here, because it is so much unknown about this kid that we all know, anybody in the Northeast knows who Chris Michaels is. They're very much aware what he's capable of. We all know what he can do at the table. The guy is strong. He's got many years. He's a veteran in our sport. There's no question about his talent and his skill set. Will this phenom put all that to the test? We'll find out, I guess. The next one up is a battle of coaches. We got Eric Martinez from Puerto Rico taking on Jason Ciardi from New Jersey. I know who you're going to choose, Joe.
Yeah.
But the internet said it goes 50-50 with that one, which is interesting.
Jersey, baby.
This one is yet another interesting match, but he has experience. You've met Eric Johansson, right?
Yeah.
He's got a lot of technical skill, and the guy's a freaking mathematician on the spot. I think I would like to say that he has a better chance than anyone else thinks. Especially, I just want to share. The internet says it's 100% Michael Hawks. They're not giving Eric a chance on this one.
Yeah, I don't know. That's they've never seen Eric at a tournament totally fuck up the entire bracket that he's in. He navigates tournaments so well. You know what I mean? He knows how to pull different pullers. He knows how to be competitive. He knows how to squeak out wins. So, I mean, he definitely got a shot. Michael Hawks is on a freaking tear right now, you know? And he's
Absolutely.
handsome. Not that Eric's not, but damn, look at that guy.
There's the next one right here. The next matchup.
What's the AW stand for? Aww.
Alpha Whiskey.
Oh,
No, it was an aw joke because he's cute.
and your neck looks big right there, brother. Look at
You see that neck? That's an angle.
that neck, bro. That's when that neck's big, brother. That's how you know. It's like, man, this dude's
Strong necks mean a whole lot. They do.
And that guy with the shaved head looks like a pansy.
Beast right there.
You look like Edward Norton in that one movie.
This is going to be...
Dude.
Give you a hook
Good.
Oh, that's good.
The internet says for this match right here, it's 66% to Michael Hawks, 33% to you.
There you go.
Perfect.
I think everybody knows who these two gentlemen are.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, that dude was on Game of Arms, right?
Yes,
he was
sir.
on Game of Arms. That's Kevin Nelson.
He's jacked, brother. He's jacked. He looks big.
Nah, he's a big dude. I think he's probably what weight did they agree at? 230? 235?
They didn't have a weight cap.
Oh, okay. Then they're both gonna come in nice. Fresh.
Yep.
It's right-handed?
Yep, it's right-handed.
Ooh, that'll be interesting. JJ's got a really good right hand. Kevin's competitive in every facet, so I don't know. I think JJ's got it this year.
Right now, the internet will agree with you. It's 75% to JJ, 25% to Kevin.
Left-handed, Kevin all day. But for right-handed, the way JJ's been feeling the last year and a half, I think JJ's got it.
All right. We only got a couple more left to go. See, look, we flew right through this. We got Brian Malik versus Jeff Botcher. How do you pronounce that name?
Oh, I don't know. I'd have to ask him.
Those are some big dudes, man.
So these dudes, while they look big, they're actually 176 weight class.
Yeah.
Man, 176 guys always look huge in pictures. You know what I'm saying? Because they're so shredded.
Well, they
you know what the problem is? 176 pound guys have girls that know how to take pictures of them. They both have ladies taking those pictures for them. That's insane angles. Brian looks enormous. Holy
dude, they look like they're like 250, brother.
Jeez.
I try to do that pose, and I just look like I ate way too many cookies or something.
They do walk around a little heavier, usually like 185-ish.
That's
so
pissing me off even more.
Yeah, if not more, but they cut for the 176 class, and they're actually both of them are. So this match is an important one because they're both ranked at the top 20 in the nation. I believe Malik's a little bit above Jeff, and Jeff is a little spicy about this one because actually Brian was a replacement match. We were originally going to have Conrad, but we wish Conrad good health and hope to see him on the future events that we have. But Brian accepted the match, and Jeff was like, dude, you just gave Christmas came early. So he's very excited. The internet says Jeff is going to win this one by 75%.
Where's Jeff? Where's Jeff from?
He's from Florida.
Dude, Brian Malik all day.
Hey, that's an Ohio boy right there.
Then we got Zach Lee taking on Sadiel. Left-handed. I think I know exactly where this is going to end up going.
It's going to go to the strap. It's going to go to the strap. And Zach, literally.
Zach's an Ohio boy.
Zach knows a thing or two about the strap.
Just a little bit,
right? Yeah, got to go with Zach.
Yeah, you know what the internet says, Sadiel, because I don't think they're aware of who Zach is.
No, he's one of those really good kept secrets, you know.
Oh yeah, I look forward to having him here. Zach has helped me out tremendously over the years. Then the main event match. This is a personal favorite of mine as well, another favorite. So Paul Cruz is an absolute monster. We all know who Paul Cruz is. Surrey is from Colorado. He's actually one of the training partners with Brian Shaw, and he trains with Devil's Backbone Pullers out of Colorado. And I think two things are working for him. One, the man has lost an immense amount of weight. So he's gotten really healthy. He said he's kept his strength, if not elevated it, since he lost the weight. And two, he's coming down from the mountains, right? So he's going to have more oxygen available to him when he's down here. I think it makes a difference. I think it does. And three, our boy Paul is deciding to take a tournament the week beforehand. So in my opinion, that gives Paul a bit of a handicap. And Surrey is coming in the strongest he's ever been. So I think that this is going to be a match that will rock the boat a little bit. And I think Paul's got his work cut out for him. What do you think?
Got anything, Nyles?
Man, Paul Cruz, man, he's badass. I got to go with Paul.
Paul Cruz is one of my favorite people to pull with. I got to go with Paul. He's calculated, you know. He's a big dude with a certain like grit to him, but he is calculated like a nerd at that table, and he's so prepared. And he wouldn't do the tournament. One, it's the Vail tournament, and you know, that's just, you know, Jason Vail was one of them. Like, I understand like the Long Island, the feel of that. But you know, Surrey, I've had the pleasure of hanging out with in Atlantic City when December, and I spoke to him on your podcast last time I was on. Yeah. So like I know Surrey, and I know Surrey is a competitor. You know, you don't keep changing different sports and lose 100 pounds to be more competitive in your new venture without having that you know, that want, that desire to compete. You know, but Paul Cruz, I mean,
it's Paul Cruz. I know.
He's our boy. He's my boy. I got to go with Paul, and Surrey would understand because he would go with Paul too. You know what I mean? But Paul's a great guy, and everything he gets, he deserves. He wins. He trains. He cares. Like, he'll be prepared.
Well, the internet agrees with you. 66% to Paul Cruz, 33% to Surrey. I want to actually make a prediction. I think that this is going to be a 3-2. This is going to go the full rounds. It's going to be a 3-2 match. And it's going to go, if Paul doesn't get banged up, it will go to Paul. If Paul does get banged up, it's going to go to Surrey.
How do you think that unfolds? Like, how much are you willing to predict? Are you thinking match one? Is it going to go 1-1? Is it going to go back and forth, back? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's going to go back and forth. And I think because of Surrey's increased stamina and weight loss and conditioning and the fact that he's coming down, that's going to work against Paul because Paul's going to have less in the gas tank to actually get that last win that he's going to need. And I don't think it's going to be anything other than that. I don't think, I think, it's not so much that he's going to not be strong enough. I just don't think he's going to have enough in the gas tank. Because I don't know if you guys saw Saray with his King's move destroying Wayne Withers.
Don't talk like that.
Wait, Wayne Withers?
Don't talk King's move. Don't talk King's move. What are we doing?
I'm not a fan of the King's move myself, but it's a move that does exist. And listen, it does. It's not. Listen, it ain't no freaking fabled unicorn.
No. It exists. Absolutely. Why is that gonna? I don't understand. Like, it's like, you think Paul's gonna let him get there? You think he's just gonna whip it out right off the bat? You know what I mean? Then he's in a stamina game. He's in a stamina game with Paul, who literally his nickname is Cruise Control. You know what I mean? He's going to sit in. That stamina is going to work against him.
And you know what I mean? It takes a lot more endurance than people think too.
What?
I think the King's move, because I faced a couple of King's movers. So last year when I went for the number one in Ohio, Richard Calero pulled a King's move on me.
Yeah,
and we both and Richard Calero is an incredible arm wrestler. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he's
I know
very
Rich
strong. And our second round, he pulled a King's move, but people associate King's move with Michael Todd, which is awesome, and that dude's endurance is incredible. But the King's move, that takes endurance too. Like, people think that you can just sit there. I mean, yeah, it is a lock, but at the same time, it's taken from it's taken from you. So I mean, if you can last through it and power, I mean, it's taken from them as well. So
yeah, I think Saray's going to come in strong. It's a crazy move,
man. I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't even know how people do it.
I don't want to do it.
Hey man, you're a top roller. You're eventually your evolution. You're gonna have to be like.
Nope, not me. I will lose every time to do that. But I wish Saray the best, but he ain't gonna get there. Paul's too strong, and if it goes to the strap, I mean, you can train all you want. Time makes you better in the strap. More table time, and Paul has that.
I know.
Yeah, the only thing that could truly work against Paul right now is the fact that he is pulling the tournament the week before. And
that's where there's a big if, right? There's a big giant if. If Paul doesn't get taxed whatsoever at the tournament, which is also very possible. We know how Paul is. He can blast through it and breaking a sweat on his brow. But if there is somebody that shows up that puts the brakes on Paul and makes Paul work a little harder than he was anticipating, a few times, then I think he has a tough day on his hands. If he doesn't have a tough day the weekend before, I'm going to give the win to Paul fairly convincingly. But I don't think it's going to be. It's going to be. Let me say this: the results are going to be convincing, but the actual how we got there won't be. It's going to be a challenge for Paul, nonetheless, because I do think Saray's leveled up strength-wise, in power. I pulled with him not that long ago, actually, and I know I'm just a little guy who literally pulling on you big dudes feels like I'm trying to yank a great oak tree out of the ground. Doesn't matter how much bigger or much bigger than I am, you guys are. 100 pounds is 100 pounds, 120 pounds is 120 pounds, right? Saray and Paul felt almost identical when I was using both hands. I've used both hands on both dudes, and it was definitely, and I was literally throwing every ounce of my body weight, and with relative ease, they were just kind of casually just dropping over. It's not a big deal. They're both very strong. They're both very healthy. I know Paul's healthy as well. So I look forward to the match either which way. But Whomever wins their matches will be receiving. This is one of the awards that they will be receiving. This is a custom 3D printed light up. So you can put it on the centerpiece. It lights up. So anybody who's flying, I got some bubble wrap for you.
There you go.
Drive and whatnot. Keep it safe. Also, in tradition with my last event that I helped host, the Match of the Night awards are going to be going for both tournament and super matches. So anybody who has a match of the night, each of the participants, winner and loser, will be receiving one of these bad boys to put on their trophy shelf. The other thing
are they both black?
What's up?
Are they both black?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, they're both black. They're identical. And they have this gnarly...
Wait, they're both right-handed? They're both right hands?
Yeah, unfortunate.
All right, man.
He goes, I'm out.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
No, that's cool. I love it. It's awesome. That won't freak anybody out when they come over and see a fucking hand on the mantle. And like a lady hand, too. Whose hand did you use for the mold? Is that your hand? That's a lady hand. I don't want your hand on my mantle.
It's bigger. It's bigger than my head. What do you mean?
Yeah, there's a few ladies that are bigger than you.
Listen, there's a few children that are bigger heads than me. Okay.
That's fair.
I like it, man.
I do got to say this, Dan. I really do like your setup these days instead of the blurred background. Remember that? That was terrible.
Yes, I remember that. Well, because I wasn't too happy about the background that I had.
I hear you.
And then, last but not least, that's the other thing I need to grab. Okay, I'll grab one of those in a minute. I'll let you guys talk a little bit. But this is going to be going to overall winners during the tournament. So for the medals, we got the MAC medal, the standard MAC medals for the tournament, first, second, third, gold, silver, bronze. But then I'm going to be doing an overall where we're going to do from light to heavy, from heavy to light, pros. And then whoever wins that takes on from heavy to light amateurs. And then they're going to battle it out for one of these. It will be custom engraved. This one will be hand specific, Joe. It will say overall left-handed, overall right-handed winner. And it'll have the date and summer kickoff on it. But this is 5 kgs.
Oh, nice.
This thing is nice. It's sleek. Bam's Hammer made it and donated one of them to us. And I got the other one. And I don't have them with me. I'm a horrible, horrible podcaster because I forgot to bring them out. But the grip deck, Zach, surgeon of Grip Deck, also has golden. If you guys talk amongst yourselves for a few moments, I'm going to go grab it because I need to show you guys these. They're legit. Give me 1 second.
Grip Deck.
Hey, Nyles, did you see when Dan went to stand up, he didn't get any taller than when he was sitting down?
Dude. Oh, my
Did you see that? That is a good
ass, brother.
Did you get fucking work release from prison to take this call? What's your background, dude?
Oh,
a cinder block wall with a towel hanging?
I know. Dude, and you know what the funny thing? I'm down in my kid's playroom right now. Look at this.
That's where they play? They play?
Dude, hey, I'm making tough little bastards, brother.
Go to the bunker and play.
Dude, you said it looks like a prison. It kind of does.
Yeah.
My wife was like, that was really good.
It does. It doesn't kind of does.
Yeah, it's kind of new paint. Dude, our house is like this big. And so we made like literally like our like the half of the basement, literally like a playroom, dude. My kids love it, but it does. The walls look like you are in prison.
That's hilarious. No, we lived that life. I remember one year my parents had another kid when they weren't supposed to, so we needed another room.
Yeah.
So they threw a set of stairs in their bedroom going up to a little attic, to an attic loft that me and my brother had to share and hide from people. It's funny.
Dude, that's hilarious.
Yeah. Live that life. But yeah, no, your cinder block decor is great.
Thanks, brother.
So, Dan, are you standing or sitting, Dan?
I'm sitting. This is me standing.
All right, he lowered it. No, he didn't change that much. We were having fun at your expense. Dude, Nyles you should have heard what Nyles was saying. He's pretty funny. He's pretty good.
I'll go back and watch it.
Yeah, go back and watch.
You will also be winning, if you win your super match, you will be winning a custom, it's upside down, Grip Deck Grip Tools, Mac Challenger Series, and it's gold, or at least gold colored, Arm Wrestling Edition. You can use it for blood flow recovery. I happen to use this thing regularly. Like Joe, I need something to make my hand stronger, right? This thing really helps with conditioning with my hand. Gets me blood flow when I'm feeling like I've overworked it. But it also has the capability of going on a handle. It can fit any handle.
There you go.
So you can actually use it as a handle as it's resisting you. You can increase and decrease the resistance with this band right here.
Wow.
I use it regularly. I probably get about 300 to 1,000 reps in this a day. While I'm driving, I put usually about 3 bands on it, and it really helps just get that hand and wrist strength, but as well as get blood flow back after a heavy duty practice, heavy duty training day. I'm feeling a little, I need more blood in, right into the, inner elbow. Just grab this thing and just go ahead and go to work.
That's awesome.
So if you win your match, you get one of these.
Zach's a good dude. He makes a quality product. Where would you get more bands?
So if you needed more bands, it's going to come with about 6 bands, I think. Each of those bands are about 100 pounds rated. But if you needed more, Grip Deck Grip Tool, gripdeckgriptools.com. He actually has them by the pack. And so you just Google Grip Deck Grip Tools, you'll get like 30 pack or a 60 pack type of deal. I happen to have so many bands lying around my entire house. I put this on my strap right here. I have 4 bands here, and I individually loop my fingers, and I'll do on like a pulley. I'll actually do like a quick pulley on my fingers individually, just to get more containment strength.
That too. I knew that was coming. With a couple, come here.
I knew that was coming. Come here. Man, I set myself. I walked right into that.
You did, brother. You did. I was hoping he was going to capitalize on that. Yeah. That's great.
Can't make this shit up. We got Victor Clearwater in the chat. What's up, man? Thank you for tuning in.
I hope everything's good with Victor. I'm pretty sure he posted everything was good. He didn't do his match last month, I believe. Hope you're good, Victor.
Things are better for him. We do expect him to show up at the Summer Kickoff. He's looking to take on the tournament by storm. I think he really wants a shot at getting his hammer. I don't blame him. I want one. I mean, I got a short, stubby hammer. I don't got the long one.
There you go. Think about it, Dan. You got to think.
I do. See, this is why you're the announcer. I'm going to hand over the podcast to you.
How long, Dan? How long?
So, is there any matches that you guys know of that you're excited about, and why?
No, but my phone is going to die, probably in the next few minutes, and I don't have my charger near, so I might just leave by accident. But this has been fun. Matches that I'm looking forward to, obviously the main event. I love it when people travel to compete. I mean, Saray's coming a long way. He's not coming here to fucking lose, But Paul's local. Paul's the guy. Yep. Paul has everybody rooting for him, counting on him. Nobody around him wants to see Paul like that. Immediately gets me fired up. Obviously my match with Ben, Florida sucks. Ben's cool, but Florida does suck. He's bringing a couple of good guys up with him. Honestly, I'm so bad with, I'm good with names when they're in front of me, but when I'm thinking, he just pulled Eric Denisovich at Natty Bros. He's coming up with Ben, and I think is Craig coming up too?
Craig may or may not be. I don't. He's undecided at this point.
Okay. Well, Ben's bringing some people, so I'm looking forward to that. Nyles and Michael, of course. Nyles is a competitor. Michael's my guy. Nyles, I am sorry. I'm not rooting for you. I'm not rooting against you, but I will be screaming Michael.
Brother.
I'll be screaming Michael Hawks' name. But I won't be disappointed if you win. I'll be fucking ecstatic for you if you win. I do like Mark Haggett and Ray Romanowski. If that's what we're opening up with, that's a hell of a fucking opener. You know, Ray's a competitor. Ray knows every rule out there. He's a hell of a ref. Mark Haggett's hungry. You know, he wears a Batman mask, so you can't lose when you wear dumb shit. So
I love the Batman mask. That's my.
Yeah,
I mean, he has to wear it every event. He has to.
I hope he wears it forever, but it is fucking stupid. I hope, and that's just my attitude towards fucking costumes. Like Victor Clearwater dresses up too. I fucking hate it. I hope he never stops doing it, but I despise it. Like, dude, I will, but I'm allowed to hate on it. I'm allowed to hate on it. I respect
You're
it. They do it anyway,
bro.
huh?
You're a walking oxymoron.
Yeah,
you love it, but you hate it.
No, I love that they do it. Like people that take pictures of fucking food. Like, I hope you never stop doing it. I will talk shit about it the entire time it's happening. That doesn't mean I don't want you to do it. It just means I hate it. I want you to do what you want to do, but I fucking hate it.
You are one confusing friend. You know that? You're like the most encouraging yet discouraging individual I've ever met.
The way I feel about something should not affect what you like to do. But I'm allowed to hate it. I'm allowed to say that's fucking stupid. I'm allowed to say stop. I'm allowed to eat my food. I'm allowed to ruin the nachos before you get your picture, just like you're allowed to take the picture.
So, I got a question. Can we get you before or after, whichever you want to do, maybe even during the tournament, on the mic?
Yeah, absolutely. I like to use the microphone to warm up at times too. I was going to talk to you about that because I can't control the butterflies. My phone might die in a minute. I can't control the butterflies all the time, but if I'm announcing, I can kind of pace myself and my energy levels and my adrenaline, keep it at like a low hum. So yeah, I'll absolutely. I would absolutely, especially if I'm pissed off, I'm going to want to like speak nonsense. Otherwise, I just start telling myself I'm a piece of shit. You know the drill. You know the drill, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
I get amped up too, brother.
What am I doing? I had 7 months to fucking prepare for this, and I'm fucking sitting here with my head down, my hands in my pockets. I don't know what to do with my hands because they're not in my pockets anymore. It's fucked.
Oh, geez.
It's fucked, boys.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Competition's fun. I'm glad we all found arm wrestling because we'd probably just be fucking beating each other up in the streets.
Yeah.
You wanted to do MMA first, right? And then you found out how fucking expensive MMA was, and then you went over to arm wrestling because that's what happened to me.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I was out in Cali. I actually went and played football. I mean, right after high school in Northern Cali, just for like a little bit. Yeah, I was a running back, but I ended up getting in trouble because I was just like kind of fighting and stuff. Then I started doing MMA, and then I'm not kidding you. People are like, how'd you get into arm wrestling? Like some people have like elaborate stories. Like I was literally at Thanksgiving and my uncle was like, hey, let's just arm wrestle. I was like, all right. And dude, like I'm not, this is how simple it was. I remember I just got that feeling. I'm like, yeah, that feels like I'm fighting somebody. And that was it. I bet you his phone just died.
Yeah, his phone just died. All right.
He's cool, man. I like him.
We lost Joe, unfortunately. Sorry, Joe. But no, that's a funny way to get into the sport, man. Just at Thanksgiving dinner.
Dude, literally, as a Thanksgiving, like, you want to arm wrestle? I'm like, sure. And we did, and it was like a light bulb moment. Like I had always been like, I believe, people have gifts or whatever, and I wasn't like, like my gym strength, like I wasn't really the best bencher, something like that. I wasn't the best deadlifter, but like if I could just grab a hold of somebody, that was where I kind of always shine. So I was a decent wrestler, but if I could just grab a hold on somebody, I feel like I could twist somebody up in a pretzel. I've always been like that. So I remember with arm wrestling when I was doing it, because I loved fighting, man. I mean, my dad actually, so my dad back in the day was actually like in with like old UFC fighters like Rich Franklin, Jeremy Horn. Like he would actually train those guys with Billy Rush, and Billy Rush was like a big time UFC guy. He trained Tim Sylvia. So my dad always had me in that stuff. And so when I got older, I'm like I was going to compete, and I was out in California, and I basically was a 19-year-old kid who had no money. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to really do anything. I was supposed to have my first fight around Thanksgiving, Christmas time. And then I came back here. And then literally it just was like, boom. I'm like, well, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
My first experience in arm wrestling was at the Renaissance Fair.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's a cool story. That's way cooler than mine.
I was one of those guys that dressed up, in a barbarian outfit and thought I was like a Viking or something, Oh, yeah. And I was, walking around, and a buddy of mine from high school recognized me, remembered me, and I remembered him, and he's like, "Hey, dude, you remember back in high school when you just destroyed everybody at the cafeteria table in arm wrestling?" I'm like, "Yeah, who the hell remembers this shit?" And he was like, "Whoa, bear with me. There's an actual professional arm wrestling table here, and I think you should try it." And I was like, "I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I've never done that. Go check it out." So I figured getting a couple of tips from some of the guys that were actually competing, because they found out that I was new, and they knew they saw how strong I was. They used to do tug of war, and I was like the front line of tug of war, at Barbarian Games type of deal, and. This, mind you, I was 270, 260, somewhere in that range.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. You see me recently, so I'm much smaller now. I'm much healthier. But so I go ahead and enter this tournament, and I got second place, no formal training.
That's incredible.
And I was like,
"Oh, it's meant to be."
I like this. I mean, I gotta tell you, it was the sloppiest. It was literally, I stuck with, my arm was on the table, and this was my form.
Oh yeah, just like yeah.
Literally no body motion. I mean, I started off I actually did do some back pressure. I was like, "Oh look, I actually knew what back pressure was." Then I mean, I don't know what I was doing then, but I pulled back and then went straight side.
Oh.
And I thought I enjoyed it. I had fun with it, but then COVID happened, and life happened in general first, and then around that time, I was watching Game of Arms, and COVID happened, so I had a lot of free time. I ended up reaching out to Mike Aiello and Danny Fortuna, people who were on the Game of Arms show.
That's awesome.
And a couple other people, and that's where I met up with actually Michael Hawks' other opponent. I met Eric because Danny Fortuna and Mike Aiello gave me Eric's number, and then I also another guy who actually runs who introduced me to the actual sport though. Like literally, I messaged him, and the next day he shows up at my house with an arm wrestling table. Talk about
great.
It was weird because it was like I didn't know what this community was at that point. I'm like, you're a complete stranger showing up at my place with this weird looking table. Like, what? Chris Burton. I don't know. You've probably seen his name, Chris Burt. He makes a lot of flyers for a lot of people. He's a talented arm wrestler too, and he's a part of the Long Island arm wrestling scene. And that was my first introduction to being taught by a professional arm wrestler, and it's grown since then to the point where now I have my own spot. You'll see.
That's awesome, brother. That's awesome.
You'll see the pit and see where we all train here.
Hey, where's Michael Hawks at, brother? Where's he at? Is he not coming on here?
No, his brother surprised him. He's actually at a casino, and I told him if he doesn't win big, he shouldn't ever be on a podcast ever again.
Oh, that's great.
No, I'm excited to have everyone here. You know, the other thing I didn't show you guys tonight.
Mm.
Sorry, Joe, you missed this, but so anybody who wins their super match will be entered in a very specific raffle. So we have 15 matchups, but 19 matches, right? And so there's going to be 19 chances. I might make it down to 15 to make it more fair because some people are pulling both arms. So I might dwindle it down to, you know, if they win one match type of deal, or if they win two matches, they only get one entry. But they can win
Nice, dude.
a $250 check to
Sweet.
Mac expenses for the future Mac events. You know, I will be personally making sure that they get some money towards their future trip, and well,
That's
not
awesome.
Send It Arm Fights, which is also a sponsor, as you can see the top corner of the
Yep.
screen. Send It Arm Fights is a sponsor of the podcast and me as an athlete as well. Jerry Romano is a great dude. He's got a lot of love and passion for the sport. There's a lot of big things that are happening in the sport thanks to him. And, you know, he is definitely a catalyst to change. I do want to take one moment to chew your ear off, and as well as the audience who are watching at home, and tell them about what's going on in the sport of arm wrestling. I'm sure you guys have heard me mention before, and you've seen it a little bit happening up in Canada. Team Arm Wrestling Federation by Jason Constantini. It is a team format where you have 4 weight classes, I believe, represented by two teammates, and you pretty much have like this insane format where the no elimination tournament that we're running here is going to be a similar format to a degree where it's points based. You can accrue more points based on clean pins and clean wins with no fouls against you. If you flash pin, you get extra points. If you're a lighter guy pulling a heavier guy and you win, you get bonus points. There's a lot of different ways to get more points. But this is the future of televised arm wrestling. And there's a lot of big waves and a lot of big advancements that are underway. I can't reveal them, but I can tell you, stay tuned because it's happening. We are getting the sport of arm wrestling to become more and more recognized as a athletic sporting event that people are going to want to invest into. They're going to want to. Period.
Absolutely.
And
it's growing like crazy, man. That's for sure.
Well, I mean, you've been in it for 7 years. In the 7 years that you've been in it, would you say there's as abundance of arm wrestling as there is today?
Absolutely. I mean, I you know, like when I go, you know, to work, and you know, I do electric work, and I work with a bunch of contractors or whatever, and different kind of, you know, contractors, and they'll just be like, you know, watching YouTube on our lunch break, and like every once in a while I hear somebody talk about Devin or, you know, our the East versus West, like, and I didn't say anything, or like they'll get wind, you know, that I'm an arm wrestler because someone will say something, you know how people talk, and they'll be like, hey, do you know who this guy is? And blah blah blah. I'm like, oh yeah, and I'm like, dude, these are just like people watching YouTube, man. And then you look at East versus West. I mean, dude, they're selling out these. I mean, it's like arenas. I went to the one in Colorado, and I'm like, dude, this place is packed out. And I think, and also, I think 2020 was so weird of a year that I think it kind of uplifted sports that weren't like super common. And I mean, there's so much stuff now happening where it's gaining tons of traction. And the UFC is great, but also the UFC kind of, I feel like, has kind of, you know, not downplay, but and not even necessarily downhill, but like people are talking about these different sports. It used to be football and UFC, and then that was it. That's kind of all you hear here in Ohio. Now people are talking about slap boxing. People are talking about arm wrestling. I mean, it's. I think we're getting to a point where it's like people are going to eventually, at least in the United States, because some countries are like this, where people can actually make a living arm wrestling. I mean, that's my goal. I mean, and I'm sure there's people out there that have that passion where it's like, I would like to be able to support my family just arm wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I work like most people, most arm wrestlers do, 10 hours a day. And I train, when I got two little kids. And I'm training in the morning and training in the night. But I mean, it's also like, it's precise times. Like I gotta make this money in order to, obviously everybody's doing it. But it would be nice to where we could be like, hey, we're gonna pay you to basically be able to survive in arm wrestling. And some of these countries are already doing that. And I feel like if America was able to do that, we would have, and we've got a lot of champions now, but I mean, I really think if America could somehow get to a point where people are getting paid to arm wrestle and we were paid to do this, I mean, I think we would take over the sport. I mean, I really do, because we have some incredible athletes here,
Well,
and so that's just my
just
opinion.
all I gotta say is stay tuned for the end of this year, the later half of this year. I promise you, we are going to turn arm wrestling onto its head.
Brother, I'm all for it. And I told me and my wife, we talk about this all the time because she knows, this is my passion, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
there'd be nothing more exciting for me to be able to actually, and many people think this, to be able to support your family while you're arm wrestling, doing something you love. And this takes a lot of time, brother. I mean, arm wrestling is one of those things. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. I mean, it takes a while to, and you look at these champions, man, a lot of them are in their late 30s, 40s, 50s. So like I had a buddy, man, he's like, I'm 28 and I'm doing decent, but I mean, that kind of strength, it develops more and more as you get older. So I mean, what I'm saying, like with fighting and stuff, you get to like your late 30s, you start developing a glass chin. With arm wrestling, man, your elbow gets stronger. I mean, you ever gripped up with a 45-year-old construction worker? Their hand feels like wood. You know what I mean? I mean, arm wrestling is such a beautiful sport. And once that catches wind with people, like actually how it works, it's like, dude, this is unreal. I mean, Todd Hutchings, 59, 60 years old. I mean, Devin's not a spring chicken. And look at these dudes, man. I mean, obviously there's some science intervention in there, but I mean, that's great.
Well, you brought up something that I actually wanted to dive in, if you don't mind. I saw a post in a video from your channel recently about science intervention, about peptides.
Yes.
Can we talk about that? Oh, no. Lost him. I guess we can't talk about that because the internet said no. Oh, man. Talk about the internet mafia. What? All right. So we had Nyles on just now, but he froze up. Let's see. He might need to hop back in momentarily. But if any of you have any questions for me, please post them in the chat, send them over to me, text them to me, whichever you prefer, form of communication. I do know that there's a couple other podcasts that are occurring, so I don't expect everyone to be on the show tonight. While I'm waiting for Nyles to come back on, I'm going to go ahead and play that video game because I love that promo. I don't know about you guys.
Welcome to Summer Kickoff 6 Mac Challenger Series. Thumbs, hands, don't move, go! Steel on skin, chalk in the air. Step to the table if you really dare. Call your match, pick your hand. Only
Welcome back. All right. I figured we were going to do another round of that. Oh, you're frozen. All right. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Is he back?
Dude, I am so sorry about that.
That's all right, man. Listen, it happened.
I didn't even realize it. Here, let me get my shit here.
Loving the horse in the background.
Yeah, dude. This is my little kid's playroom. It's got good lighting.
There you go.
Sorry about that, brother. Sorry about that.
No, no worries. Ain't no thing particular. So we were talking about, science experiments.
Yes.
And trying out some different things. And I'm just curious about, so you made a video recently partnering with a specific company ran by Michael Hitt. He's a monster of a dude at the table, but awesome. One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. I got nothing but nice things to say about Michael Hitt. I love the dude. I had the pleasure of pulling with him. I was on the same card as him at the Mac 3 event. It was definitely a cool experience.
That's great.
Tell us, what's this all about? I'm being too vague right now.
Well, man, honestly, like sports has gone through evolution to where, there was no science intervention, then it became a thing, but then it became demonized. And this is with every sport. And then we're kind of in a crazy time now where people can talk about stuff more openly, which I think that is a really, really good thing. But I also agree with this because I, personally myself, I on a health scale, I had to get on testosterone because I was low, and I'm like 28. And a lot of people in my generation, man, they and I'm open about this. So I hope this is okay to talk to on your show.
Yeah, no, we can talk about it for sure. Absolutely.
But, I really believe, especially in America, I don't know if it's the stuff they're putting in our food or what, but it could be a control thing. But I really think if you could target someone's hormones, you can control how they feel. And I went and got tested last year, and I was like, man, and it could be a result of having 2 children and not sleeping well. You know what I'm saying? Like there could have been stuff that I could have done, but then I went through a clinic and I got that, and it was like, man, I feel like a different person. This is completely off topic, but I'll go back to it. And with sport, it's getting to a point where people are just more open with it, which is a wonderful thing. But I do believe this, and I said this before I was taking, any testosterone. There needs to be 2 separate things. There needs to be like what the enhanced games. Have you seen the enhanced games that's going on, like with the strongman and the swimmers and all that? Have you seen that?
No.
So it's like mainstream. There's this thing called the enhanced games where people are actually allowed to take, performance enhancing stuff. And that's awesome. And I think that needs to be, but also I think there should be a league to where it's like, hey, if you want the drug testing, if you want that, we should have that. You know what I'm saying? Because let's let the fact is, man, it isn't. It's not fair. That's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. And obviously, there's certain levels that you do, and and that's the harsh reality of sport, man. I mean, look at McGuire in baseball, Mark McGuire. Yeah. Who in the hell would do that without some kind of science intervention? It's literally, but people want to see it, man. People want to see Devin Lorette and Levon with a neck the size of a freaking cow. People want to see that. And I'm not knocking anything. If you don't want it, that's great. But there's stuff now to obviously help you. I mean, let's be honest, brother. You get older age, stuff starts breaking down. There's stuff to where it can help you compete, but it also it's also a double-edged sword because, like, Todd Hutchings. Like I just take this as an example, or whatever, or whoever, just older people. I don't want to say it's Todd, but older people that are still competing that may be getting help. And I'm not saying any of these guys take anything, but let's just say older people that get help, which is great. It makes them healthier, but also I think it takes away from kind of like the old wizard vibe to where people can be like, you get like 50, 60-year-old fighters and they become incredible coaches and they can give all their knowledge into a younger generation. So it expands like the warrior era in their life to where now people are fighting all the way into their 50s, 60s. Do you know what I'm saying? This has not really ever happened in sport. You know what I mean? And arm wrestling obviously is a more longevity thing. And I'm not just pointing out people that are, I have no idea who's taking anything. But my point is with arm wrestling, you can compete as you're older. And then you add a little bit of, peptides or whatever it is. And it does help you able to compete, older or, just help to recover. And I think it's a wonderful thing, man. I used to be, in a couple of years, I used to be really against it because I'd be pissed off because I lost somebody that, well, I'm like, that's bull crap. And you can make an excuse of why you lost, but it's like, hey, man, it ain't cheating if there ain't no rule against it. That's just a fact.
You know what? I happen to get accused, and I am very, very proudly say no.
That's a great compliment, brother. That's a great compliment.
That's what I always say. It's a great compliment, and it's a great, nod to what I'm accomplishing. And I am going to be 40 in October. So
that's incredible, bro.
I got 10 years on you. I came into the sport in my early 30s. No, wait, hang on. Yeah, like I was like 33, 34 years old when I got into the sport. And, one thing I've realized about I check my levels. I check everything. I check my hormones and everything and keep track of it, even if I'm feeling okay. And, I had a little bit of a dip at one point, but I actually have fairly high levels and healthy levels for my age. Now, I wish I had a baseline based off of when I was heavier, right? Because I was 270. And I made a massive transformation within a year type of deal. I lost over 100 pounds, and actually it was like 115 pounds in total that I lost. And then I restructured and rebuilt myself back up, eating healthier, eating smarter, less processed shit. And I know that has a big, big direct correlation to my levels and my health and whatnot. But that doesn't change the fact that I am not getting any younger, right? While I physically, mentally am in better shape than I've ever been, I'm still feeling aches and pains where it's because of the use and the fact that I'm older, So I'll call it spade a spade. By the time I'm in my late 40s, maybe early 50s, I might look to supplemental options.
Absolutely.
That you
and unfortunately, I don't know what it is, man. I don't know if it's the food, but I feel like, especially my generation, and I don't know what it is, but I mean, there's a lot of people I know that have low testosterone. And when you're in your 20s and 30s, man, you don't want to have that. I mean, and it was like and I don't know, man, because years ago, I for real was like, no way, that's cheating, all this stuff. And I'm like, why do I need to think about this? It's like my perspective has completely changed on it. And but I mean, there's so many male clinics out there. Like people will ask me, like, well, like a lot of these just like family doctors don't know shit about it. You got to go to somebody that really is specific in this. Do you know what I'm saying? 'Cause there's a lot of clinics around here that will do peptides and along with your your TRT protocol. And man, like since I got on it, testosterone replacement, it's been like a game changer. Just the way I feel, the way I work, the way I I have energy for my kids, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people that are in my position that are doing all that, just boom, it does help, especially if you're training for sport. And a lot of people will be hush hush about it, but it's like, man, why all this is so available and it's pushing our face? Not I shouldn't say pushing our face all the time, because it's a lot of the times, like, if the FDA doesn't approve it, usually it works, like with peptides and stuff. Unfortunately, we can't trust a lot of that stuff, which sucks. But because they push so much medication, it's like it's just weird. But I think it's ultimately a good thing. Now, if you've got healthy levels, I think that's wonderful. There's no reason to mess with that. But it does. I'm saying, like, if you are low, man, it does make a big difference. Now, you would ask me this 2 years ago, I would have been like, nah, there needed blah, blah, blah. But my perspective has changed on it. But, you grow and you learn, and, that's pretty much it.
we're allowed to change our mindsets, right?
Absolutely. I mean, a couple years ago, man, I'm like, this is because, I trained my ass off like a lot of people do. And so I'd be like, well, this guy's on gear. It's like, well, what's your excuse, man? I mean, and I'm not saying any people are blasting or whatever, but, it gets to a point where it's just like, man, this is just a fact. You can call a spade or not. You can put your head in the sand, and that's just a fact, man. And like I said, in professional sports, you'll hear people talk about it, but then some people are real hush hush. But like I said, man, the more open this gets with peptides, and I mean, you see peptides on Facebook constantly, Instagram ads for it. I mean, how often are you seeing TRT ads? It's literally all the time on the radio. All this, it's like, why are we so hush? Like, it's like we need to be like, hey, let's explain this more. Let's keep people safe. You know what I'm saying? Because that could grow a sport. I mean,
education
really,
is crucial in that, right? Education is absolutely crucial in keeping people safe and letting people know there's a safe way to do anything and everything.
absolutely.
And Americans suck with one word: moderation. Right? We do. We suck at moderation. Even with knowledge, like, hey, I know Burger King is bad for me. Period. But I'll just have one. No, you know what? Maybe I can go 2 days. Maybe and all of a sudden you go for a month's worth of Burger King, and you're wondering why you're feeling like shit because you don't know how to say no to yourself. And that's ultimately, it's not the healthiest way to live. It just isn't. And that's, it takes your time on yourself to get yourself educated, find out what it is that actually makes your body tick. Listen, I've seen and heard people who eat McDonald's 4 times, 5 times, 6 times a week, and they're healthy.
It's all about your genetic makeup, brother. I mean, I really do believe that. I have my my uncle, man, or he's kind of my uncle, through marriage. The dude, however the doctor explains how you should live, he does the opposite. He drinks liquor like vodka, like nobody ever said, and he eats corn dogs. And the dude's 70. And I'm like, what? You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, you should have been dead like 20 years ago. But also, it's just, genetics. I don't know, man. It's what, and that kind of rolls into what we're talking about. Like, the more people understand themselves and genetically, like what I take might not be good for you, or what I eat might not be good for you. It's all about, like you said, man, moderation, all this stuff. But
personalization, customization. You need to have blood tests. You need to have a conversation with the doctors and the professionals, and know what would actually work best. Because, like you said, it's not a one size fits all. Somebody does have a question here. Maybe you can answer it, and if you can't, let's
you're good.
Out there. Does TRT affect your body from naturally affecting your body from producing natural testosterone? What happens if you stop taking it?
Well, that's a wonderful question. Yes, it will. So it's called testosterone replacement therapy. So basically, your body isn't producing. Well, people will say, well, like, will my nuggets get smaller? It's like, well, they're kind of not doing a good job anyway. So when you're when you're doing replacement therapy, it's literally replacing what you're. You know what I'm saying? It's replacing what your body's not making. Yes. So if the question is, will it stop you completely? I guess I would say also, like, if you're blasting your face off, you know what I'm saying? That's going to shut you down. Like, if you're blasting your face off for, like 20 weeks or whatever, and then you come off, yeah, you're going to be, it might even, honestly, it might take longer than that. But, like, if you, like, I had a buddy actually ask me this, like, like, I've got 2 kids, and, like, we may have one more. And it's one of those things where it's like you do kind of have to make a decision where it's like, like this may, stop to where, my actual self testosterone making ability will probably stop, but also it wasn't doing a significant job in the first place. So that's a decision, that you have to make. But yes, obviously it will. I mean, it's like being depleted in a supplement. You're taking that because you're depleted in it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it probably will. Obviously,
at some point, I do think that there is like an off. Oh, hey, little one.
You want to say hi, bud? Say
what's
hi.
Up?
Hey, bud. I buy my
Spider-Man PJs.
I got buy my PJs, but the doctor wear them.
Yeah. Yeah. And go there and win it.
Adorable. I love it. Awesome. The future right there. Future arm wrestler right there, ladies and gents.
Oh, dude, yeah, he's a thick little boy, man. He's smart too.
There you go. Awesome. They're pride and joy right there.
That's right.
But to conclude with that topic, because I do want to wrap things up. I want to let you go with the fam. I will say, if you take something, be smart about it.
Absolutely.
Have educated conversations with, don't take what we say as a green light. Oh, yeah, I can go ahead and do it. No, go talk to your professional doctor who actually has been staring at your blood work for however long you've been going to them, right?
Exactly. And it should be, and you should, on top of that, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't, like, this is what I say too, like, don't look at your doctor as a god either. Like, you need to you need to
research.
You need to inform yourself, because there's decisions, there's pros and cons to everything. Like that person's question, that's a wonderful question, and you can find, the more you research you can find, but you got to educate yourself, because it's been such demonized for a long time. But also, drinking a fifth on the weekend and eating McDonald's is normalized. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't really make any sense. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean.
And to my earlier statement, moderation is key, but you don't know what moderation is for you unless you actually do the research and have the proper guidance.
Absolutely.
And that's
and I want to make it clear, like earlier when I said, like, people that are older, I'm not calling out anybody. I'm just saying it allows you, to compete into your older age. You get what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to call it out anybody, or I have no idea what anybody takes, but
I don't think that you were. I don't think anyone else who's watching the show thinks you were. I am not. I'm personally not against the use of it. I'm against using it myself for now, because I am healthy and because my levels are healthy, and I don't think I've hit my higher peak levels of strength. I'm taking a little bit of a longer road for that. I don't have.
I think that's awesome.
I've been competing now. I'm approaching my 6th year come September, and I still think I have quite a bit of ways to go to get stronger. Because here's the thing with me, I'm 6 years in, and I'm just finding an actual workout routine for the first time.
That's great.
Like
consistency, man. That's great.
I can get an actual program where I can actually sit there and say, okay, and I've never recorded my numbers in any capacity. I just leave the weight on there. That's the last heaviest weight that I put on. I was able to move. Let me take some weight off a little bit and then see if I can replicate that again. Like that's my record of numbers of what I'm capable of doing. But after having Bob Brown here, he's like, it's better to track it on paper so you can actually see where your growth is.
I started doing that, tracking literally everything, because you can't remember every lift you do. Like, I'm like, okay, what did I do last Tuesday? Let me add 2 pounds. Let me add a half a pound. But,
all right, ladies and gentlemen, that's okay. We're gonna wrap it up. Everybody, please follow Nyles Anderson on Facebook. I look forward to hosting his match here against Michael Hawks. Hopefully the victor of that will be coming home with one of these bad boys. These things are really sweet, man. Zach, you did yourself. The coolest thing I think is the branding that he did for the MAC event.
Oh yeah, that's sweet.
Right? That's really cool. So, all right, ladies and gents, thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate you.
Is somebody asking something? Ask away.
No, he's not asking anything, but I'm not sure if you know who Black Ice is, but he's an old-time arm wrestler that appreciates having his alcoholic beverage through a straw, and he says that works for him.
Oh, that's great.
He's hysterical. Much love. By the way, Ice, you better come up June 6th. I know we talked about it. I want to see you up here. You got to be in the corner for your boy Chris Michaels, right? But again, thank you for tuning in. I don't want to keep you any longer. Much love and appreciation to each and every one of you. The next podcast. Oh, that's one thing I was missing out. We're getting real close and down to the wire for this event happening real soon. I want to give you guys, we have 2 more podcasts scheduled before the summer kickoff. Within 2 weeks, we're going to have people coming down for early weigh-ins. We're going to have a little bit of a mini press conference on Friday night. It's going to be freaking amazing experience. But we got Paul Cruz and Surrey Brown on the 28th of May. And then on the 30th of May, we're going to have Jeremy Mamano of Send It on the show. And possibly a couple other guest stars on the show. So please, everybody, tune in for next week's episodes because those are the last ones before the summer kickoff event. Thank you for
awesome.